Sugar plum fairies, dementors, and Cloverfield monsters. Oh my. Hey guys, I'm Rebecca from Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 scariest CGI effects in movies. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. That means we'll be taking aim at computer-generated monsters and visual moments that chilled us to the bone. Please note that we will be including things that mix both CGI and practical effects. Also, since many of these monsters show up at the end of their respective movies, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Alright, let's get to it! Number 10. The Sugar Plum Fairy, The Cabin in the Woods. Evil little children always send a chill up the spine. Maybe it's the whole perversion of innocence thing. As the survivors proceed into an elevator, they're treated to the sight of hundreds of haunting monsters. But this one stood out from the rest. After dealing with killers and even a ghost, they happen upon a little ballerina in an elevator across from them. As she turns around, however, it's shown that she has rows of teeth instead of a face. The shocking reveal, mixed with the absolutely twisted look of the creature, made for one of the most memorable monsters in the whole film. And in this movie, that is saying a lot. Number 9. Darkseeker's I Am Legend. No matter how many tentacles or claws you give your monster, creations that bear a close resemblance to humans will always strike fear on a deeper level. Will Smith's Robert Neville is understandably on edge as he journeys through the post-apocalyptic streets of New York City. Considering the devastating effect the mysterious disease has had on humans and animals alike, he'd be crazy not to be nervous. In one particularly terrifying moment, he stumbles upon a hive of these pale mutants and barely makes it back into the light. Their vampire-like qualities, mixed with their almost but not quite human appearance, results in a haunting uncanny valley effect that really makes the viewer squirm. Number 8. The Creatures, The Mist. Bugs will probably scare humanity until the end of time. Let's just hope that oversized, extra-dimensional ones are not what brings it about. While so much of the initial fear in this Stephen King horror comes from the potential for accidents, earthquakes, and other such worldly concerns, the people waiting out the storm soon encounter forces far more disturbing. Between the giant mantis-like creatures, killer flies, and those terrifying tentacles reaching through the mist, it's a veritable CGI buffet of nightmares come to life. The off-putting and incomprehensible features that make up these monsters are truly grotesque. Add to that the size of these creatures, and you've got terror worthy of Lovecraft himself. Number 7. Azog the Defiler, The Hobbit franchise. Towering above our heroes, this wicked-looking orc chieftain is all the more terrifying as a result of his heavily textured, battle-scarred skin and jagged arm replacement. Chasing after Thorin and his companions astride his gigantic white warg, he makes for a truly nightmarish figure. Just look at that horrible grin he presents when faced with danger. Though the handsome Manu Bennett may have been the man behind the mocap performance, his rugged good looks made it into the final creature design. With his short temper, brutal strength, and upgraded blade arm, Azog is one orc that will keep you up at night. Number 6. Mr. Grey, Dreamcatcher. A creature becomes all the more horrific when you find out you've only seen one of its forms. In this bizarre alien tale, adapted from the work of Stephen King, our heroes first encounter a slimy, oversized parasite. With its huge fangs, this nightmare slug is already plenty freaky, but it is nothing compared to Mr. Grey himself. A tall, humanoid alien, Mr. Grey is seriously imposing, but it's his party trick that really terrifies.
What do you want?
When he later exits the body he's possessed, we're presented with another form, a giant saw-toothed beast with a razor-sharp tail. Forget a dream catcher, after meeting Mr. Grey, you will never be able to fall asleep again. Number 5. The Dementors, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Nothing. Someone's coming home.
The name really says it all when it comes to these ghastly creatures. Floating around like foreboding embodiments of death, these wraiths feel like hell on earth. Guarding Azkaban prison, They feed upon happiness, making time in the wizarding prison an even worse fate than one can imagine. Devouring human souls, these large ghouls are just as scary to think about as they are to see face to face, as they chill the air and warp the world around them. Given their seemingly endless numbers and with no way to destroy them, the only thing scarier than a Dementor is a Dementor working with Voldemort.
Expecto Patronum!
Number 4. Dragged to Hell, Drag Me to Hell. In this macabre tale of magic and demons, our protagonist Christine is cursed when she denies a gypsy an extension on her loan. Though hell is well-trod ground conceptually, the first-hand look at the underworld provided in this film will leave you hiding behind a blanket. At the beginning, we get our terrifying first look, and it's enough to make anyone want to turn over a new leaf. Here we follow a couple seeking help for their cursed son, but it's too late. The floor breaks and a burning nether realm opens below him, as hands drag him screaming into its fiery depths. Number 3. Aliens, Signs. There's nothing quite like seeing the confirmation of your fears in the flesh. So much of this alien horror film plays on people's paranoia that when the big reveal comes and the aliens are seen, it's downright terrifying. A rural family is terrorized in their own home when they start seeing crop circles in their cornfield, among other odd and unsettling occurrences. When it finally gets its moment in the spotlight, the giant extraterrestrial proves to be both fast and strong, and is made all the more intimidating by its piercing eyes. It's the sort of alien that'll make you thank your lucky stars that what you're witnessing is a work of fiction. Number 2. Arachnids, Starship Troopers. Scares, like strength, are best in numbers. The expansive bug race that terrorizes colonies and military forces in this sci-fi satire comes in so many shapes and sizes, it's hard to say which one we'd choose to face if we had to. From the massively jawed and clawed warrior bugs that can rip people in half, to the swarms of equally dangerous flying bugs, there isn't a welcoming creature among them. Alongside explosive bugs and building-sized tankers that spit acid and artillery, each subspecies is terrifying in its own way. Even the slow brain bug is a shocking sight to behold. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
He's going.
Pulse is 1-8.
Number 1. The giant monster, Cloverfield.
What is that?
Never seeing the full scope of a monster makes it somehow even more terrifying. Given that we only catch the most sparing of looks at this massive beast at any given moment, it lands in that perfect middle ground to inspire the viewer's minds to fill in the blanks with even more ungodly terror. Mixing amphibian stretches of skin among other features, along with jagged arms and beady eyes, the parts we do see of this colossal titan are grisly. With its massive jaw and equally vicious babies, this monster proved itself as scary on-screen as it was off. So I tried to get someone to CGI me into the Cloverfield movie so I could like duck and dodge the Statue of Liberty's head, but we don't have that budget, so whatever. To console me, can you guys hit that like button? And be sure to check out these related videos where we're talking about movies that do have that kind of budget.